What's up, guys? It's me, Laura Boy, and welcome back to Let's Read Katawa Shoujo. Fun fact, this one part took 3 times to record because of interruptions and me accidentally canceling the recording. But let's finally get back to the story after a long time of not reading it because of college reasons. But let's go back. Sitting on a desk with a short-haired girl, curiously wearing a boy's uniform, with the fork between her toes and a morsel of food stuck firmly on the end. This odd way of dining seems to be caused by her apparent lack of hands. Yeah, no shit. Her presence here is what takes me back even more. And I missed her before. She's sitting in a corner very still, and that can actually happen. And I still somehow took her as a part of the furniture or statue the first glance. That actually happened. Like, this happened to me before. Like, I'm just like in the corner, just like leaning in the corner, something like that. I keep forgetting I'm there. It's funny. You should try it sometimes. I'm not being too observant today as a whole. The girl seems to be frozen in place, staring at me with her huge eyes like a rabbit in headlights. Isn't it a deer in headlights? She's staring at me, her mouth wide open, ready to accept the fork. That sounds suggestive. I like it. I'm staring at her, my mouth wide open, suddenly remembering I didn't finish my sentence and trying to think if I should. This weird stalemate keeps us both stunned into silence, punctuated only by the wall clock ticking rhythmically. Hello. The girl stuffs a forkful in her mouth and is now staring at me expectantly while it's chewing. This is a bit awkward. Again, oh shit. Hello. I was told to pick up some supplies from here. For some festival stalls, I think. I didn't think there would be someone here. There isn't. That's why I came here too. She picks up another forkful. Doesn't that mean you're here, man? She raises her eyebrows as she's suspecting my observation was false. You are pretty observant. I guess it does. But who are you? The girl is pretty straightforward, isn't she? I'm Nakai. Katawa Nakai. I just transferred in on Monday. I'm Rin. Tezuka Rin. Rin Tezuka. I think like the second way is the right way to pronounce it in Japan. I won't shake hands with you, but at least we know who we are now. Oh, that's very nice. Her deadpan manner of talking makes it hard to determine whether she's joking about shaking hands or not. Yeah, if this was literally me, I'd be like, man, is that a joke? It kinda bothers me. Joking about these matters doesn't feel appropriate at all. Well, I'm trying to figure out what's appropriate, whether this girl is. She seems to have lost interest in me and is now gazing grimly back at her food. Can I continue my lunch? If you don't mind me, I won't mind you. If you need to get your stuff, the supplies are at the back. Go right ahead, but lunch? School's already over for the day. What word would you use then? There's no word for a meal you eat after lunch after lunch but before dinner. It's called a snack. That's what I call it. It bothers me very much too, but I don't really know what I should say. I don't think you're supposed to eat a meal between lunch and dinner and begin with. Yes, you can. That's out. Shut up. It's called a snack. And I'm hungry now, and my delicious box lunch would go to waste otherwise. Also called you missed lunch. I have curry. It's very delicious. With most decisiveness, Ren once again picks up the fork between her toes, and with at least as much impoliteness, she points it straight at me. So Nakai, what brings you to this place? Like I said, I was told to look for these things. No, the school. From outside, you look fine. Is your problem inside? I come to a full stop, opening my mouth but not getting a word out. I can guess. I'm good at guessing. Better than most people. Ren cuts me off before I can answer her question. Or skirt around it somehow. I don't know what I would have done. I froze in front of this issue again. I haven't even told anyone here about my condition. Maybe it's only because it hasn't really come up. I don't get the feeling that not making issues of this is a part of the social code here, as the teacher said. I wonder if the people here could relate. Probably not any better than any normal person could. I can't relate to Shizune's circumstances. One of Lily's either. That's true. Like, Sal's thing, like, yes, it's serious, like, he has a heart condition, but, like, with medication and, like, exercise and, moderation and regulation, that, you can, get around that. Everyone else, not so much. Lily and Chizune, you know, they're stuck with those conditions, and to be honest, Asao can just like cure it, or you know, just wait and he'll be fine. Naturally, while I go through this in my head, Rin keeps considering what my condition could be, with an overly contemplative look on her face. She puts a fork between her lips and leans back, lean back, lean back, looking at the ceiling as if the answer is written up there. A beam of light illuminates her face from the window side, creating a mask of dark shadow on the other side. I don't think it's anything in your head, and something in your guts would be boringly ordinary, like this lunch of mine, and less delicious. The problem must be in your pants! Oh, call me small, bitch? She just called you small. So, you gonna take that? You gonna take that? This messed up Sherlock Holmes kind of statement and the sheer lack of tact is what catches me completely off guard. I think I might have reeled back even physically as Friend's eyes widen in elevation and astonishment. So I was right. There's something wrong with your tackle, isn't there? Still partially in shock, but recognizing the need to reply something, I spit out the first thing I could think of. No! Nothing like that. I have a heart problem. Arrhythmia. ... I said it. More like blurted it out, but I said it, and good job. The girl in front of me purses her lips together, and glowers at me, looking very disappointed. How boring. Trouble in the pants would have been much more scandalous. Why do you care? Why do you want to know what's in my pants? She wants to get in my pants. She wants to get in my pants. What's with this reaction? I'm sorry to let you down, woman. I forgive you. Just, I collect people I'm a person with. You know, that kind of problem would have been really great. Well, I collect people in the person with, you know, that kind of problem would have been really great. I've read that weird. Collect people? People with different problems. Huh? So you just, like, go around asking people what's wrong with them? It's kind of fucked up. Pretty much. And really laid back. I see. ... With little left to say, Ren resumes her lunch, and the conversation dies away. But I keep thinking about what she said. It's the first time I told anyone else about my condition. All the other people have either known about it already, or heard about it from someone else. Or didn't need to know about it, like every other student here so far. Should I have told as a natural part of introductions? Is it expected of me? Hi, I'm Asao. I have a very serious heart condition. Is that how I'm supposed to go around introducing myself from now on? As if our disabilities would define us? What a disgusting thought. Or maybe this Tezuka girl just has an unnatural interest in such things. As I walk to the back of the room to pick up the items on Misha's list, a chance opens to study Rin from the corner of my eye. Her hair is a blunt auburn, almost orange, and cropped short. Long hair would probably be impossible with no arms. The boy's uniform and the lack of arms make her look very thin, almost scrawny. She's not particularly pretty, except for her murky green eyes, which flicker restlessly from below her short bangs, even when she eats. The distance and the shadows make it seem like they don't reflect sunlight at all, but instead absorb all of it within them like deep wells. She moves her feet almost as deftly as a normal person would use their arms. Yeah, I got used to that. However, I can see how this sight could discomfort people, especially while eating. It makes me feel a bit uncomfortable at least. I hesitate to think about the word unnatural, but it's too late now, isn't it? I keep searching the cabins and shelves for Misha's things, but after enough time passes, the silence grows too uncomfortable. So I try to force a conversation out of this strange girl. She's not strange, she's different. So, do you always eat alone, and this late? Or do you get the occasional visitor? Visitors? Maybe you are my first occasional visitor. But I don't always eat alone either. Sometimes I eat with a certain person on the roof, if she's not horsing around. Horsing? She likes to do sports. Oh. That's all I can think of to say. Both of us fall silent again, as Rin forks the last bits of her meal to her mouth. Nice conversation there, Sal. Real lady killer, aren't you? I look down at my haul and double check you with Misha's list. It seems to have everything except plywood. So I think I have all the things now. That's very nice for you. Don't feel obliged to stay. I was about to take a nap anyway. You need to do whatever you are going to do with that stuff anyway, right? Damn, she is the definition of laid back. Or perhaps you like to watch girls sleeping. Oh god! I'm not sure what to make of this, but Rin looks serious. Even if I did, I think I have to be going. I'll catch you around, Tezuka. You can call me Rin. I feel that our relationship is at the point I feel that our relationship is at this point good enough to warrant this much. First name basis, huzzah! I was already turning to make my exit, but she draws me back in. Fine. Then I'm Misao. And you are... ... Rin looks at me hard in the eyes, but that intimidating feeling you get when someone stares at you isn't there. It's like she's actually not looking at me at all. She blinks a couple of times, and I can't figure out why a pause like this just popped between us out of nowhere. See you later, Sal. There's something like a tiny smile there on her face, maybe. I quietly back out of the room. As I shut the door in front of my face, I whisper to myself, "What an intriguing person. She's different." From inside, I hear a muffled, sing-song voice. I heard that. What did she hear? Oh, God, you again. You're really close to my face. I jump at the sudden appearance of Misha, who I had not heard approaching despite the completely empty hallway. Somehow, she had gotten to jumping distance of me without making a sound. Creepy. You're damn right it is. Briefly reminds me of Kenji's nutty theory about a global feminist conspiracy, but I pushed that to the side. Yeah, fuck that guy. Oh, Chizune. Hey, can you back up a bit? You're in my face. Chizune is standing slightly behind Misha. Looks aloof as she couldn't have heard the remark that drew Misha's attention, but Misha is very excited. Oh, visibly excited. No, wait. More importantly, who's in there? There's no club meetings today. She tries to curiously peek past me, even though the door prevents her from seeing anyway. What are you doing here? You took so long that we had to come check what's wrong. That's no good, Hichan. She wags her finger misleadingly. It's not my fault. I found plywood, but everything else is still missing because you are tardy. No, sorry. I got the things here. I got the things here. We're just gonna bring them. I think you're up to some mischief, Hichan. Who's in there with you, I wonder? Misha signs quickly. Shizune pointing at her own ear a couple of times. Shizune immediately pushes her way past me and opens the door into the classroom I just left. I can only imagine the shock she's experiencing. With Shizune's intelligence and attitude, the insolence of daring to deface school property by sleeping on top of it must be too much to bear. And indeed, she stares at Rin and plays apart from the slight but noticeable trembling of her shoulders from suppressed rage, I'm sure. Instead of blowing up, Shizune just takes a few deep breaths, adjusts her glasses, and slams the door shut, turning to sign fiercely at Misha. Oh! Maybe she did blow up, but I can't understand it. So in this instance, we should run, like, now. We should go, like, run. She shoots a very looted stare at me too, as if it was somehow my fault that Rin is sleeping on one of the tables. Hope she's not getting any funny ideas about the reason of my tardiness. Hello? Ren's voice comes from outside the door and it takes a few eye blinks to realize that she might have trouble opening it. I open the door to find Rin directly behind it, looking at us with a half-interested, half-sleepy face. Hi, Rin. Hello. Oh, you relay. Hello? ... Miss Tezuka, what do you think you were doing? You actually are not permitted to use school property for such, disgraceful activity. It sure is suddenly very crowded in here. I didn't know I was this popular. She does not give a shit. It's hard to say whether she's happy or unhappy about this turn of events. At any rate, she ignores Shizune/Misha's scolding, so they have no choice but to drop the issue. And they're pissed back. Now they're looking at me, and they're so pissed. Shizune taps Misha's shoulder, points at Rin, and makes some quick signs. ... Popularity aside, please don't do that anymore. ... Anyway, how's your project going? Will it be done for the festival? Rin looks at them blankly, apparently is at ease under the pressure Sujune's cold stares putting on it. I keep wondering about that myself, too. ... And? Well, think about it harder. I love Rin because she literally doesn't give a shit. As Mitch signs a reply to Shizune, her face turns into an unsatisfied frown. ... Miss Tezuka, please try to take this seriously. It'll be a disaster if the wall looks like someone threw up their lunch onto it. Rin nods assertively. We'll think more seriously. Misha actually giggles at that, but Shizune doesn't. Not even after translation. She just shakes her head, takes her tears from me, and takes off with Misha in tow. Rin frowns thoughtfully as she looks after the retreating student council duo. How rude. It's true though, I must finish my project before the weekend. There'll be dire consequences if I don't. The end of the world as we know it. Like weekends usually are, but more dire. Damn. Philosophical, but true. Rin with the facts. Much more dire. Maybe I postpone my nap to unforeseen future. Rin is one interesting girl. I'm about to ask what project she has and what are these apocalyptic consequences, but she walks back into the art classroom. Since you have nothing to do, would you give me a hand? This paint can doesn't fit into my bag, but I need it. She kicks lightly at a huge can of paint that's lying on the floor next to the table she was sitting and sleeping on. With that dull clang. Being the gentleman I am, I naturally pick it up. There you go, lady killer. Heavy. Yeah, sure. Ready to take it. Away. Thanks. It's really assuring. And with that, she takes off to the hallway with me and the paint can following since there's a little choice for the rest of us. The hallway is quiet and empty now with Shizune and Misha gone, so we too leave towards the stairwell at the other end. Every 10 or 15 or 20 steps I have to change the can from one hand to another because the thin handle cuts into my palm. Dude, I know that feeling. God, that is the worst. At least keeps my arms from get tired too fast. That too. Do that. Don't. It hurts. Rin strolls on beside me with an uneven pace that I have trouble matching. Or maybe I'm walking weird because of the extra weight. Probably the second reason. It seems one of us is constantly walking too slow or too fast. And I can't figure out which. 2 flights of stairs below, trouble appears in the form of the head nurse, and it's fox-like Rin. Oh, not you again. Can we... Ah, Mr. Nakai. It happened coincidence. Tezuka too, of course. He nods courteously to Rin, who does not acknowledge him back, then turns to me because obviously it's me who he has some business with. Something I forgot to mention on Monday. Oh, thanks. I nod and wait passively because I can't even begin to guess what he forgot. The feeling of the handle delving deeper into my skin doesn't make me feel enthusiastic about this interruption either. Yeah, can I go? It's about your medications. Since you haven't been that long on your current medications, there might be some unexpected side effects, which might require adjusted dosage or even change it to another kind of medication. That's important. Thanks for not telling me that Monday. So, I'll do a few tests regularly, but what I want is for you to keep an eye on everything in your condition that feels off, if you get what I mean. Nausea, headache, anything. And come see me if something happens. Alright. So, how are you? Everything fine? I give up and drop the can on the floor before answering him. Apparently this takes longer than my biceps can handle. I'm about to say something generic as an answer, but then I realize how often I've done that lately. Other people have asked me that too. Teachers and students here. My parents, visitors, nurses, doctors at the hospital. No one seems to be concerned about that. It's natural for a hospital, not so much for a school. Except this school. This is a small school, and both the students' base and the faculty seem to be very tightly knit. At least, that's the feeling I'm getting. And this is not the kind of school that gets transfer students too often. The thought sends shivers up my spine. But I give a generic answer anyway. ... That's great. Also, one other thing. Sources told me that you've been at neither the school track nor even the pool. So I'd like to know if you've taken up exercising as I asked. Of course I haven't. but his way of inquiring gives me the feeling that I should have been running my ass off on the track since the first day. You have people spying on me? Not as such. I just happen to know a few people. And that's not the issue here, so don't try to slip it out. Don't try to slip out of it. Damn, you're fucked. You're stuck here. Well, I was actually just doing some improvised weightlifting as an exercise. Thanks, Raiden. I pick up and lift the cannon down a few times like some sad imitation of a bodybuilder. Even though it's weighing down my arms painfully. Dude, do you even lift? The stupid grin disappears from his face first. The stupid grin disappears from his face for a second, and then comes back like it was never gone. Suzuka, would you give us a second? Suzuka, Rain, don't leave. Never mind. The nurse grabs me by the shoulder without waiting for Rain's permission, which he didn't need in the first place, and drags me aside. When I told you to exercise, I wasn't joking. I understand that you're still on your first week and all, but please don't ignore the importance of this. The reason I'm coming down this hard on you is that your habits are not too easy to form. The more you slip and postpone, the harder it'll be. It's the same with everything, like dieting. Can you promise me to be more serious about this from now on? Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, sure. Yeah, I promise. Definitely. He studies me for a moment and then shrugs, smiling again. Okay, that's more like it. If you go to the school track tomorrow morning, you'll meet my spy, who probably has no qualms offering consultation to you if you want to jog a bit. Consultation? See you around. He leaves with a wave of his hand and no answer. And I walk to Rin, who's been waiting, idly leaning against the hallway wall, and staring at the pale lighting fixtures in the ceiling. Even when I approach, she doesn't move her eyes off of them. Are you getting medications for your heart thingy? Were you listening? It comes out more accusatory than I intended, accidentally latching out on her. But even so, I don't really want to start talking about it. I just met her. I don't know her. It's none of business. Hey, she's worried. Calm down. The nurse seems to be happily ignorant about confidentiality too, talking about that kind of thing in public. But it's not Rin's fault, is it? I look up at her, suddenly feeling a bit guilty, but Rin is just staring past my shoulder quizzically, her head tilted like a bird's. Sigh. I don't know why this is so hard for me. It feels like there's some inexplicable lock that prevents me from being more upfront about this. Yeah, they're for my heart. Will they make you better? No, not really. They just make me a little less worse. Ren keeps looking at me for a while longer, and she neither says anything further, nor displays any kind of emotion I could discern. I'm thankful that she doesn't. I think I'm still not quite used to all this. At the hospital, it was easy. I still haven't sorted my feelings about having to live a normal life with this disability. We leave the main building, and Ren leads us onwards towards the dorm. We stop at a small patch of greenery in front of the dorm building. The dorm is built on a slightly elevated ground with a wall and a few trees that everyone has to circle around every time they come or go. It's probably the only inconvenient design in the school. The entire wall, made of the same kind of bricks that the building staff, has been covered with some sort of a painting. Most of it's still more sketches, quick lines drawn with black and white against the gray plastering that covers almost the entire length of the wall, but some places look a bit more finished. There are human faces and legs and hands, and I can't quite say what the painting as a whole might portray. Stacks of what seems to be a paint can arranged in piles on the ground beside the wall. See, the left side is hardly off the ground yet. It's because I couldn't get in the mood yesterday, so I gave up and went to meditate instead. Then it was Sunday morning, so you fell asleep. I have to work on it, but the guys from art class are helping with the negative spaces and base surfaces whenever, which is a problem. It's easier to paint big areas if there are a lot of people with hands. The reach is better, and it's faster too. She goes on a tangent, waving a little with her arm, or whatever there actually is, to demonstrate even though I got the point already. The white cotton of her sleeve flaps around it makes me think it could look sadder than it does. But it makes me feel out of place, like almost every tangible reminder of the student base's special properties has in the past few days. This girl doesn't notice my curious feelings, of course, or the fact that she had lost me a while ago already. It just keeps on blabbering. So that's why I'm trying to figure out if there's something I need to figure out, and then figure that out before it's too late and all hope is lost. Why would the hope be lost? Because paint has to be painted, then it has to dry, and it has to be painted over with another kind of paint. It takes time. She finally stops, apparently thinking she made some kind of statement that makes sense. I think it's best to start from the top. So this is your project. You did this? Yes. Yes. All of it. Yes. Nice. But I stumble with my words, suddenly feeling like I've walked straight into the minefield of political incorrectness. It's okay. You can say it. I probably won't get mad. I blush very hard. I don't really know what would be the right thing to say, if any. It feels that I'm way more sensitive than Rin is, though. This is really awkward. Don't you want to ask? How do you paint without hands? See? I'm the person to talk to, right? With my feet. I almost guessed that already, but isn't that hard to do? You're good at guessing. Anyway, I don't think it is. Maybe I'm used to it by now. I can't get my mind around the fact that she could be an artist, but seeing how adept she was using her feet to eat, I figured painting might not be a problem either. Ren, the most interesting girl ever. Neither of us has anything more to add to the subject. The afternoon light works pretty well. I was afraid it would look too flat, but it's not like that after all. I think it's actually pretty interesting. I wanted to see what it looks like in dim light. Do you think it's flat? Well, paintings tend to be flat. You're wrong. Not like that flat. No, flat. Like some people are. No substance, no meat where there should be some. I know a few girls who hit. Okay, I get it. But I couldn't really tell. I'm not that good with art. I can't name any artists or artistic terms. So I don't really have anything to say. Rin shrugs her shoulders at that saying, suit yourself, without saying it, and looks up at the sky as if trying to look for something up there. I didn't think I'd get any actual work done, but if you give me a hand with the paints, I could do a little before it's too dark. I wanted to get a halogen lamp like the ones they have at the sports track, but there aren't any. Rin sure is quick to recruit my help, as was Shizune. It really makes me feel that the festival is such a big project that every pair of hands is needed. Why not? I'm not really sure if I could be of any help, though. It's just mixing some paints. You can do that. Probably. Do you have motor control problems? Like, you know, those people who have some cerebral palsy, maybe? Not that I know of. I get it. Hard thinking has nothing to do with that. She gives me a sly look for no reason. No, it doesn't. Let's do it then. So she sits on an empty wooden box and very naturally picks up a wide brush between the toes of her bare right foot. I open a few of the cans and pour some of the contents into shallow bowls for mixing. The thick paints flow lazily from the can to the bowl, like syrup. I mix them, creating funny, hypnotic-looking swirl patterns that melt quickly into each other to form a new, monotone hue. Rin sets to work, every now and then asking me for a hand with something or the other. ... Finding different brushes is easy enough, but mixing the paint to be the exact tone this girl is apparently seeing in her head is a frustrating ordeal. She wants precision down to the last millimeter before she's satisfied, but instructions are obscure at least. Add half a splash of green. I crouch down to pick up the can of bright green. The other green. This green. I carefully pour some of the other green paint into the mixing bowl. No, that's almost a whole splash. More white. Is green a good color to add? No idea. You're the artist here. A hint of smile appears in the corners of her mouth. Do you lack an opinion? No, it's just that I have no idea. It's okay, because I just got an idea. Add more white. With this exclamation, I pour a minuscule amount of white into the bowl and mix it. It looks slightly whiter. That's not good. It has to be like the color when you wake up and you know that you saw the meaning of life in your dream but can't remember it. Maybe it's yellow. Despite the impossibility of mixing a color like the change of seasons or any other nonsense that's being imposed on me, I find myself enjoying it more than I thought I would. And I think with that little transition, I'm going to call it an episode, guys. Thank you all for watching. I'm Lore Boy. I'll see you all in the next part of Let's Read Katawa Shoujo. See you guys.